Hey guys, we're going to start Unit 7, Lesson 2.1, which begins with more practice with fractions and division. And really, I want you to remember that fractions and division are the same thing. We talked about that earlier in the school year. How, hold on, let me just fix the camera. We talked about how earlier in the school year, the division sign, doesn't that kind of look like a fraction bar? This is the numerator, this is the denominator. Divisions and fractions, that's the exact same thing. For example, 1/2 is really 1 divided by 2, or 1 divided by 2. If you have one cookie and you divide it 2 ways, you get halves. 1 divided by 2 is the same as 1/2. 2 over 1 is the same as 2 because 2 divided by 1 is 2. Fractions and division are the same thing. It's always numerator divided by denominator. 1/2 is the same as 1 divided by 2. They're equivalent. It's the same thing. So with that being said, let's look at a brownie problem. Let's look at a problem like this. There's 5 brownies. 6 people can share it equally. They have to share it equally. That's the key. How many brownies can each person receive? So what are we dividing? We're dividing the brownies or the people? Let's think about this. Sometimes it's hard to know if it's 5 divided by 6 or 6 divided by 5. Let's just do both, just out of curiosity. Let's do 6 divided by 5, or 6 divided by 5. 5 goes into 6 one time with a leftover. So everyone would get 1 and 1/5 brownies. But that doesn't make sense. If there's 6 people and 5 brownies, everyone couldn't get 1 and have a leftover, right? Because there's more people than there's brownies. So it's not 6 divided by 5. It's got to be 5 divided by 6. Let's talk about that. You can divide people. If you divide people up and share it amongst the brownies, then you're cutting up people, and that's illegal. You can't cut up people. Also, it's helpful to draw the picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brownies. There's 5 brownies. And there's 6 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th person. If everyone got a whole brownie, this person would get nothing, and that would be really, really sad. So what you have to do, since there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, you're going to take each brownie and divide it 6 ways. And each person gets 1/6 of each of those brownies. And altogether, that would be 5/6 each. He gets 1/6 of this one, 1/6 of that one, 1/6 of that one, 1/6 of that one, and 1/6 of that one. Altogether, it's 5/6. You're taking the 5 brownies divided by 6 people, which is 5/6. You could also say numerator divided by denominator. Does 6 go into 5? It doesn't. 0 times, right? With 5 left over out of 6. 5 out of 6. 5 divided by 6 is 5/6. In fractions, remember, numerator divided by denominator, that's the fraction. 5 divided by 6 is 5/6. If there's 5 brownies and 6 people, everyone gets 5/6. It wouldn't be 6 divided by 5 because you can't divide humans up and share them equally amongst brownies. Plus, 6 divided by 5 is more than 1. And there's only 5 brownies, but there's 6 people. There's more people than brownies. Everyone couldn't get 1 whole brownie. Everyone would have to get less than 1 whole. What if there's a problem like this? There's 8 brownies and 5 people. Again, we know we're dividing brownies. We're not dividing people, right? We're dividing brownies. And now, I think if we draw, it's going to make it even more clear. I'm going to draw a picture. So there's 5 people and 8 brownies. There's enough brownies where everyone can get 1 brownie, right? Like there's enough. So this guy can get a brownie, this guy can get a brownie, this guy can get a brownie, this girl can get a brownie, and this person can get a brownie. But then there's 3 brownies left over. So we don't want to have a remainder. We want to split it equally. We want to know how many brownies each person gets. But we know each person is going to get 1 and a fraction left over, right? So it's the brownies divided by the people. We're dividing the brownies up. We're splitting the brownies up. It wouldn't be 5 people divided by 8 brownies, because 5 divided by 8 is 5/8. Plus, each person gets at least 1. And you can't divide a human. We're instead going to do 8 brownies divided by 5 people. 8 divided by 5, or 8/5. But we don't want an improper fraction. We want a mixed number. So we're going to say 8 divided by 5. 5 goes into 8 one time. That's because everyone can get 1 whole brownie. What's left over? 8 minus 5 is 3. 3 is left over. So we could say remainder 3, but we don't want to say remainder 3 anymore. We're going to say 1 whole brownie with 3 as the remainder out of 5. 3 out of 5. 1 and 3/5. Everyone gets 1 and 3/5. Here's why. Everyone got 1 brownie, right? But then there's 3 left over. And there's 5 people. So you're going to take that leftover brownie, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and split it into fifths. And everyone can get 1/5 of each brownie. So you get 3/5 extra brownie. This person gets 3/5 extra brownie. Each person will get 3/5 extra brownie. Everyone will get 1 whole and 3/5. Here it's 8 divided by 5 is 1 and 3/5. Let's look at this one. I want to see if you can figure this one out. Here there are 4 people. And they're going to share 6 brownies. Will the answer be more than 1 or less than 1? How many brownies will each person get? Think about that. Will it be more than 1 brownie or less than 1 brownie? And what are we dividing? We're dividing the people by the brownies or the brownies by the people? What's being divided? Guys, I want you to try to tell me, figure out how many brownies will each person get? How many brownies will each person get? So you probably knew you were dividing the brownies by the people, because you're not dividing people by brownies. You can't divide people up. That's murder. You don't want to do that. Plus 4 divided by 6 is 4/6. And we know that there's more brownies than people. Everyone's going to get at least 1 brownie, right? This person's going to get a brownie. This person's going to get a brownie. This one's going to get a brownie. This person's going to get a brownie. And there's 2 brownies left over. 2 brownies left over amongst those 4 friends. It's going to be 6 brownies divided by 4 friends, or 6 over 4. 4 goes into 6 one time with 2 left over. So it's 1 whole with 2 left over out of 4. 1 and 2/4, which we know is the same as 1 1/2. Again, everyone got that 1 brownie, plus there's these 2 left over. There's 4 people with those 2 left over, so we break each into fourths. This person will get 1/4 of this brownie and 1/4 of that brownie. Each person is going to get 2/4 of the extra brownie. So everyone will get that 1 brownie plus 2/4 of the extra brownies. 1 and 2/4 or 1 1/2. Everyone gets 1 1/2 brownies. Okay, hopefully you did okay with this, and you'll get a chance to practice some problems on a Canvas quiz, and we'll continue working with this. On Wednesday during your class time, your morning time, and on Wednesday at 3 p.m. I'll be able to work with you to help you with any problems you might have with fractions and division. Best of luck, boys and girls.